Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Michael. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And so, in my last video, I spoke to you about 3 things you must not say if you don't mean. And so, if you've not seen that video, you should go and see that video before watching this particular video. It will help you. And so, today I'll be talking to you about wrong reasons why guys settle for a lady. Wrong reasons why guys settle for a lady. So you would have seen so many things going on social media and in fact everywhere in the world where it's no longer a news, and I don't think people would raise anything against the fact that men are most times and every time marginalized, and it's that simple. But for guys too, there are ways you do things that if you're not very careful, your story will not really be good. And so when it comes to relationship, we've seen some patterns, we've seen some ways and hows that people go into relation, especially our guys, picking a lady. And so I'm going to address that aspect. And so sometimes we pick based on beauty, which is the first one, beauty. And I'm not saying you should not like a beautiful person. All right, beauty is important, physical attraction is good, but you cannot settle for a lady because of beauty. The Bible says that beauty is vain. You understand? Beauty is vain. You know why? Because it's not the main thing. So how people will look or how they will fit you is not the goal of relationship. It's not the goal of marriage. And so it cannot be based on beauty because he has breast. And I think we should be able to destroy that notion that we've carried from a very tender age, where if the lady is not fair, if she doesn't have big butt or big breasts, there's a particular shape that we have in our head that this girl must take. So once she's not that particular shape, then you are not attracted to her. It's a big issue that we need to work on. If not, we end up picking the wrong person. And to put more context to that, let me let you understand that a lot of good people are trapped in bad casing, and lots of bad people are in good casing. And so if you're going to go for the casing alone, you're going to miss out on the real person. And so beauty is not enough to choose or to settle with somebody. You understand? Beauty. Number 2, a lot of people sometimes settle because of skills. Let me say this: you must not marry what you can hire. Whatever you can hire, do not marry, do not settle for it. So some people will settle with girls because they are administrative in nature. No, that is a skill that you can pay for. And so you can pay for somebody being administrative, or she knows how to cook. You can pay for that. So why should I marry you? Is it because you know how to cook? I can go to a very good restaurant, buy my soup in plastic containers, put it in my freezer, be warming and be eating little by little. Very nice food. Am I settling with you because you know how to clean the house? No, we have people and I can hire that will come and clean the house for me. Do I want to settle with you because you are homely? So these are skills that you can actually pay for. But most times people settle for that because they feel, no, she knows how to cook, she knows how to clean. So when she comes to your house and she cook one soup and make one semo or something, and you say, oh my God, this girl, I go marry this girl because she sabi cook. But you should not settle because these are things you can actually hire. So there are things you must look out for as traits, that you can settle for, but not as skills. not as skills. So number 3 is religiosity. A lot of good Christian guys settle because this girl is a serious church goer. It's not everybody that in church that are sane and sound, that have deep understanding of who they are and what they want to do. And so you cannot pick because she's a choir and she sings so well, and that alone attracted you, and you feel like you're going to marry the person. You don't even know who she is. And sometimes we marry people based on what they do, not based on who they are. So you cannot settle with somebody based on what they do. And that's why lots of girls will be attracted to their pastors. They'll be attracted to their pastors because of what they do, not because of who they are. And so if they are not privileged to who they really are, they're not like, oh, so pastor is like this. So most of the time we do that. We settle for people, based on what they do and not who they are. So we guys most of the time fall into this trap. No, she's an usher. She's so diligent, or she knows how to pray. She knows how to fast. You see her lead workers meeting. If you see her lead prayer, when she was praying in tongues, she was worshiping God. You see all of those things. I'm not saying it does not matter, but it should not be a major reason. That should not be the reason why you're going to settle for a lady. All right, that's number 3. Number 4 is chronology, or the fear of being single. So for matured single guys, we get this pressure, when it comes to age. You think that, well, we are aging, and I'll soon be 32, I'll soon be 30, I need to settle down. Then some girls are hovering around you. They think you can pick any one of them, and just if she knows how to cook, clean, and do a bit of things, then I can settle. You are putting yourself under undue pressure at the expense of your life and your destiny. Because once this person does not suit, who you really are at your core and who you're going to become when it comes to your future, then you get disappointed. But that once you're a Christian, the born again Christian, divorce is not an option. And so a lot of people are trapped, under that, simply because they picked somebody because of their age. They are aging and they need to get married and all of those things. So number 5 is the amount of time both of you have spent together. Every time I see people make this mistake, I've dated her for 2 years, I've dated her for 3 years. If I not say I'm not doing again, it will not be nice. People will talk, people will be angry. She can even kill herself. She will not feel good, she'll be depressed. And so if you dated for 2 years or for 3 years, and there are a set of patterns or lifestyle that you see that you cannot accommodate, and you've spoken to her about it and she's not willing to change, will you still go ahead and settle? A broken courtship is better than a broken marriage, for crying out loud. So it's better that you call that person and say, in all sincerity, I'm sorry, I don't think I can go ahead with this because of this and this. Take your stand and leave. Because if you're not able to take your stand, people that are connected to both of you will suggest many things to you. In fact, they will use emotional blackmail, to force you to do what you don't want to do. And so it is important that you know what you want clearly, once you cannot find those things in that person. And I think sometimes it takes time to really know people, particularly if you don't start as friends. And friends, is not from distance I like her, let me draw her close so that I can know who she is. No, because it's possible that both of you are pretending to one another. All right, but if you know her as a casual friend, nothing, maybe through somebody, and you get along and begin to have this simple cordial communication, then it begins to grow. At that level, the person won't pretend to you to be this person while she's not. And so if you started as friends, you can still see one or two things that are red flag that you cannot deal with, and you can stand to say, I'm sorry, I really like you, but because of this cannot just work. and peacefully walk away. Heaven will not fall. Nothing will happen. And so don't allow people to load emotional blackmail on you and make you do what you don't want to do, because at the end of the day, you don't want to suffer for it. Do you understand? That is number 5. Number 6 is shores. Number 6. So this one is for single guys that are living alone. Most of the time you invite these girls or this girl to your house, and she's tidying up the whole area. I'm not saying it's bad, and I'm not saying ladies should not do that. If you're serious in a relationship with somebody, it should not take you anything when you are around and you see one or two things that are not in order, you put them in order. Don't come across your 2 leg and be acting important. All right, do what you're supposed to do. Rearrange, clean, especially if it's not very. I'm not saying, and you should not be doing that every time, because once you're doing it every time, it becomes an expected, pattern. So once you go, no, that is coming tomorrow, you can't clean now. She will take care of it. She doesn't like it like this, but you will leave it like that for her. No, that's not what I'm saying. If you are that kind of person, you have to change. All right, nobody is your slave, and that is straightforward. But she has to help, and you have to look at what she's doing. But that alone should not be a reason why you should settle. I spoke to you about skills. It should not be a reason that whenever this girl is around, my house is always tidy. And so what? That's who she is. That's the skill she has. To keep your house tidy, get somebody that cleans. They will clean the house for you. The house will be tidy. So if you're going to settle based on the fact that she sabi clean, she sabi take care of house, no, you're going to miss it, because you see this cleaning part is not what you really need. You need a solical content. You need the strength of her character. Somebody that is emotionally stable, that when she makes a decision, she knows why she's making the decision. That if you ask her why did you do this, she can explain to you why she's taking that particular action. Not the one that will do something at the end of the day, you'll be asking her why did you do what you did, and she'll be saying, I just did it. Emotional stability is very important. Emotional intelligence too is very important. A lot of ladies cannot hold quality conversation with a guy because they are not here. Everything about them is here. And so they cannot graduate or upgrade or update themselves from this part to this part because of who they are. But for you to be able to live with a lady for the rest of your life, you need emotional stability, you need emotional capacity, emotional accountability is very, very important. So I see that a lot of times, and that's why you ladies, good ladies, will miss out on a good guy, because after all these things that you have as quality, the major one that will make him bank on you as a significant other that can make decision, on his behalf, is your emotional intelligence, is your emotional stability. But once you don't have that, I think it will settle for you. It won't. And so I'm giving you a hint as ladies, so get that. But for guys, you need to watch out for that. That's very important, and you need it. You need someone that is emotionally stable. Your children will not be crying, and she will pick up the phone and call you. Hello, dear. I don't know what is wrong with Junior. Junior has been crying since morning. The first question is, what should you do to Junior? Will you disappear from where you are and appear in the house and take care of Junior? Or something happened, disastrous, so she cannot even exert her energy and take charge of the whole situation, that per the time you come back, you'll be able to say, babe, I don't want to disturb you because I know you'll be working. I don't want to distort or distract you at work. This and this and this happened. I'll be like, wow, so what did you not do? She now tells me I was able to do ABC. I'll be like, if I was there, I would have done the same. And so you need that. Very, very critical. So number 7 is family orientation. So for ladies that are brought up by boomers, especially, will have this quality. Ladies that lived with grandmas, grandpas, old parents, have this tendency of, being family oriented. All right, so they know how to just do things, they know how to communicate, they know how to greet your friends, they know how to take care of your friends, take care of your family, your siblings, they know how to relate with them well, all of those things. My brother, that's not what will sustain your marriage. That alone will not sustain. It's part of it, but you cannot settle because of that. And let me give you this hint: until you are sure that you're going to marry this person, until you've seen all the qualities you are looking for in this person, you cannot get everything, but the most important, you've gotten maybe 5 top qualities that a lady must have, or the wife you will marry must have. Once you're able to, if you're not able to take that, you should not give the lady this wide access or open access to your family. Because if she's family oriented, there's tendency that, because that's what your mom is looking for, that's what your siblings are looking for, somebody that knows how to, hey, auntie, how you doing, well done ma, talk to your brother, so yes sir, and your siblings will be like, brother, this girl is so good, she has manners, none of those things. That alone is not enough for you to settle. I'm telling you, if you settle because of that alone, you are in soup. Seriously in soup. And these are things that you'll not be able to undo. I'm talking to Christians now. You cannot undo that. You cannot divorce her because of that. But these are little qualities they have. But if you're going to settle based on that quality alone, it's not going to end well. And so you have to take a holistic, assessment of what it is that you are really looking for. She has to have the major things, that you need, to become what you really need to become. And so those are my 7 tips for you on wrong reasons why men settle for a lady. I hope it helps you, and I want you to watch this video all over again, to be able to get these things clearly. If you don't, it can either make things work for you or you can regret it for life. But I hope you won't, because now you are aware. Information is powerful. If you know better, you will do better. But knowing better is not necessarily doing better. You have to take conscious effort and intentional steps, to doing better. I hope that you have a fantastic marriage, and I'd like to hear from you. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me hear what you have to say, and I'll be glad to respond to you within the shortest time possible. See you again. Bye bye.